Hey, social media. This is Tiffany Martinez. Um, I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world. I'm still working on the scrapbook that I'm putting together for myself and for my husband, Henry, who passed away or transitioned on November 30th, 2021. It's still very hard for me to talk about this, but one of my cousins, she asked to see the scrapbook. So I figured I was taking the pictures, and I figured it was kind of taking a long time to take the pictures. And by the time I upload it to social media, it will probably take more time. And what I'm learning is everything takes time, and time is being wasted. So I'm just gonna make a quick video just with me flipping through it. I probably won't talk that much in the video, but if something does come up that I think I will talk about, then I will. Again, I'm just still working on it, and I'm just trying to get all the items into the scrapbook, and then I'll go back in to add words and things like that, things to document the day or the event or whatever the case is. I did kind of start doing it, like trying out the metallic markers and stuff, but they weren't dark enough. So anyways, I'm just gonna get started, just flipping the pages. Oh, and if you saw the previous scrapbook, I ended up returning that one and got the bounded book. So these pages, I cannot move them around. So the other book, it was falling apart way too much, and I tried to adjust um, the what do you call it? I'm just gonna say the string, but even though it wasn't a string, it was like a leather band. It was just not very secure, and I want to pass this down to someone in my family, someone so it could last for generations to come. And as I'm adding the things, I'm starting to think that this is kind of too small because I wanted to add everything that my husband gave me, like, during the first year that we were together, because we did an online dating type thing, and he sent like cards and letters and things like that, because I do not want anything to be misplaced. Like, absolutely nothing. Not the envelope that it came inside. Nothing. This is very self-explanatory. Just a picture of my husband when he was a little boy, and a picture of me when I was a little girl. Some of the pictures he sent me when we were, uh, dating online. Some more of the pictures that he sent me and that I sent him when I was celebrating my 21st birthday. Um, some of the beautiful cards that he sent. If you see, you can go back to see the previous videos to see what he wrote inside and stuff. I'm not going to show it all because I want to keep it kind of short. And I added some of the stickers that came with the scrapbook. It came with stickers, and it came with like other little things. So yeah, if you are married to someone that you think is your soulmate, and you have these little things that are just in a box or something, it is not corny to put it in a scrapbook, regardless of what other people think. Especially if you are fortunate enough to have children. Like, if you have these things, I believe you should document it and put it somewhere nice so it can be passed down, throughout your generations, like your children, your grandchildren, so on and so forth. Because if someone is in your family that, let's say you're no longer here, and they just don't believe in love, they just don't believe that this could happen, and then they look at your scrapbook and they believe, and this is like 20 years in the future, I don't know when it'll be, and they look at your scrapbook that's been passed around so many times in the family, and they look at that and they saw that because they came from your line, and they say, wow, it is true. You really can find someone that does love you back, and that does take the time to buy a card and write beautiful words on it, and they draw pictures, and they make promises and they actually keep them. Just little things like that. I will always have what you guys would call a Valentine. I'll always have one because I kept everything. And these are some of the stickers that were left over from the ones I'm going to use. And I was going to give them to my other cousin who travels the world. Like, she literally travels the world. And I was going to give them to her if she wants to start her own scrapbook. But she hasn't officially, let me know if she wants them or not. And my husband, he was a firefighter, before we got together. Um, but I absolutely love Henry. I know it's only been a few months, but he just made me laugh. Even if I wanted to cry, he'd be like, no, 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 no. No crying, no crying. Like, he was absolutely everything to me. He was a guy that you could actually kiss in public. You could hold hands in public. He was that person. And he always made it seem like it doesn't matter who's watching, because they didn't matter. And that was so important to me. So important to me, And this is one of my favorite pictures of us, you know. So, some of our, wedding pictures, when we got married, and our t-shirts, and I don't know if I have one showing the back, and it was a beautiful day, absolutely beautiful day, because we were gonna finally be married, and we will be, you know, it was just official. I remember, like, every single picture we ever took. I remember every single moment, who was there, everything. This day he was heading to work. This is one of his days off. We were just messing around, putting on an elephant mask. The one on the left, it's not really, is when we didn't have, like, better quality smartphones, but we were at a restaurant and we just wanted to take a picture together. There's a picture of Henry and his father. That was another reason why we just wanted to get married. Not just that. It was a lot of reasons, but we wanted to just go ahead and do it right now because his mother had just barely passed away not that long ago, and we just wanted to get married so his father could be a part of this. And this is the back of the t-shirt. It says, just married March 27, 2007, newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Martinez. And then at the bottom, you can't really see it, but it says, being together for almost 5 years. And all I got was his t-shirt. And right beside Henry to the left is our neighbor, or old neighbor, or former neighbor. And he was like the first person after being there in Palm Springs for a year. He was like the first person literally that was nice to us, the first person that said hello. And he introduced himself, and we had lived across the street first, like in another apartment complex before we moved into, um, I forget what the name was. I think it was called Heritage at the time, but they changed the name every so often. But we moved across the street, and he was the first person that said hello to us and introduced himself. And he lived across the hall, like across the way, like, we had an end unit. He lived on the other end of that unit. And but he was the first person to say hello and to introduce himself, and that like meant everything to us because we lived across the street, and no one ever said a word to us. And even if we said, hey, how are you, they didn't say nothing. And so I was like, okay, no problem, I'll just go back in my apartment. It's not a big deal, type thing. It's not a big deal. So, but, and we were on one of the cruises. I think we went to Cabo, for my 39th birthday. He would have been 39, 40, he would have been 42. And I wanted the t-shirt because I don't really believe in, calendar holidays. And I believe that you should be able to celebrate whatever you want to celebrate whenever you want to celebrate. You don't have to celebrate your 40th or make it a big deal. You can make whatever you want a big deal. So, anyways, this was when we went to, this is still Cabo, this is Cabo, and this is Ensenada. It was really nice, and both of them, I literally wanted to move there with him. That's how beautiful it was. And he made a joke, a few months before he transitioned. And because I would ask him questions, like 21 years worth of questions, just like a kid. I asked him a question, and I said, "Did you guys go to Mexico a lot when you were kids?" And he would say, "Are you crazy?" Like, they would have me over there saying, "Chicle, get your chicle," but it was being complete Spanish. But chicle means gum. And just the way he said it, it was like you could just imagine the previous picture that I showed you when he was a little boy, back at the beginning. He was just like, let me see, but you can, let me see if I can pull it back up. He was like, chicle, get your chicle, and I could just imagine. It makes me laugh. But he was like, you know, oh, sorry, my phone, the cover. He was like, get your chicle. And when I say they, I really do mean they. I don't want to say the name on the video. He was like, they would have had me over there working as a kid. It wouldn't have been the way that they portray it on TV. That's Henry for you. He would just have you rolling, just cracking up, laughing. And anyways, Henry, to me, he still is everything. And he wasn't really a drinker. Like, he never drank, he never bought alcohol. That was like his first drink that he ever, like, because he wanted to celebrate his birthday, because we were on the cruise. And I think we were heading to Ensenada here, I think. And he decided to have some beer. And I was like, oh, I don't care. Go ahead and drink. I don't care. You don't have to worry about me. He was really, really, really enjoying himself. And because we don't drink at home, I don't drink at all. So he was really enjoying himself, and which I thought was really cool, you know. And I think this was Cabo, I think, and this was Ensenada. We just finished playing bingo, and but the change here is from Ensenada, because I asked the lady if I could have the change. Like, don't give me don't put it back on my card. Just give me it as a souvenir. And I'm sure you guys have seen this before in display. I'm gonna try to hurry up because it's already at 15 minutes. So yeah, we went over here for our anniversary on March 22nd. Went to the place that's called Tiffany's, Tiffany's Sweet Spot, and we went to go get like a gourmet cupcake. We went pretty far. We went to La Quinta, and to me, I mean, it was okay, but we just wanted to do a little something. And this was when we bought our house. And I had to cut the picture so it could fit, and I had forgotten all about that there was a $2 inside, right? And I just put it inside the. You can kind of. I'm just gonna let it sit here for a second, and I just forgot it was in there, and I completely forgot to, do the survey for her because I usually do things for like that for people that ask me to do stuff. And she was really nice. I don't know if she was just really nice because she was just trying to make her money or whatever, but she seemed genuine. Dawn, even still till this day, she still sends an email and stuff. And Tori, the realtor, she was very nice too. And these cards, I try to have them in order. These cards were the cards that they were given to, exchange between each other. When we were together. Um, you know, when I moved to California, and this was the last pictures that we took together. And you never think you never think that you never think that that's going to be the last pictures. When you take them, you don't think that, but it is. And I'm kind of just stuck right here. I haven't done anything else. This is the end of it for right now. And I'm gonna put the surgery pictures in there because he was there for me for every single surgery. He didn't just say, basically, get a Uber, because I would ask him. I literally did not ask my husband for much. Literally, I did not ask him for much. I was never that type of wife and or girlfriend. I was never like that. I would just ask him if he could take off the day that I'm having the surgery so he could take me to the hospital, so I could have the surgery done. I've had six or seven surgeries, if you want to count the last one. Either way, it was technically a surgery, because they had to put me to sleep in order to do that procedure. But the other ones were six surgeries, um, where they had to, anyways, they were six surgeries. And um, I just asked him to take that day off, for me, so he could be home for me in case I had a complication. And the next day go back to work, no problem. You don't have to stay at home with me for a week to wait on me hand and foot, because that level of pain that I'm in for the surgery, I'm in that level of pain every day anyway. So it wasn't a big deal. And I know how to take it easy. I'm not a lumberjack person that's going to be lifting tons of like stuff anyways. So I already have a limit. Like, I'm not even supposed to lifting a gallon of like water and milk, because it weighs 8 pounds. So I don't lift that stuff anyways. So I just wanted him always to take off just that initial day and go back to work the next day. That's really all I ever asked my husband for. I never asked him for a brand new car because I love my car. I've always wanted a Beetle, and when I got my Beetle, I've had my Beetle since the summer of 2012. And what is it now? 2022. And I absolutely love my Beetle. So I never asked him for things like that. So I was always grateful and appreciative of everything that he has given to me and to us, including our home. So, and now, like I've mentioned this before, The only time that he's ever made me cry is now. And I cry every single day. I've never cried for a man before, like literally. Like I can accept a breakup, but this is just too much. Oops. It's just too much. And I've never had to cry for him. Even my ex, I didn't have to cry for him. One, because my husband was right there for me. He was just a friend at the time, but he made that basically like transition very easy. He was like, one, he's wrong for doing what he's doing, and two, I want to be your friend, just your friend. And everything just worked out, and till this day I still feel cheated. Like I could see something on television, which I don't see that much TV, and by television I mean like an ad, and I would just break down. I'll just break down because all I do is think about him, and it's. And I know it just sucks. It just sucks, and so many other people have lost their spouses too, but most of them either already had children with them or something like that. And but with me, it was just myself and Henry. That was it. And when we couldn't have children, that just sealed the deal that it was just going to be us. And I asked the universe, and I normally don't ask for nothing. I really don't. Even as a kid, I didn't really ask for much. And when it came around for holidays, my parents would ask us, what do we want? And I would just ask for one thing. And then they would say, are you sure that's all you want? And I would say, yeah, but if it's okay if I get this other thing. Because it goes with it, like a CD player and a one CD type thing. And then when I grew up, like, not grew up officially, but when I got 16, I got my own job and I started paying for my own stuff for the most part. And I never asked for much. And they didn't have to do this. They didn't have to do this. I mean, I'm not saying I'm special. I'm not saying that. And I know so many other people have been in this situation. But they didn't have to do this because we only had each other. And my mother and my grandmother keeps telling me it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Like, how? How? My husband is literally dead. It's not like he's still on life support and you got your prayer troopers going on, which I don't even believe in that, and he's going to pull through. He's not in that position anymore. It's literally just me, and I'm not saying that I'm lonely because I'm not lonely. I only wanted my husband. I wanted us just to grow old together. Like I said, we couldn't have kids. We got our house. We had 2 cars. We had what we needed. We couldn't even just have one kid. Okay, no problem. I can accept that. And I did. But at least let me have Henry. And all I have is just the memories. And yes, I do have the fur kids. I do have them. So I'm not being ungrateful, but it's like we were a family of 5. We were a family of 5. And I'm literally suffering from broken heart syndrome. Literally. And there's nothing no one can do to fix it. But when I talk to my spiritual advisor, I'm being told that I gotta do all this work just to be able to communicate with him again. Like, it's almost like you gotta learn a new language just to talk to him. And like, I gotta keep jumping through hoops all my life. How is that fair? How is that fair? And I've never done nothing to nobody. Anytime Tiffany ever does anything for anybody, it's for them. It's not meant to hurt them. It just feels like you know how you see those slave movies. I'm being serious here, serious, very serious. You see those slave movies, and then they come and they take, you know, the wife or the children or the male of the family, and they separate them, and or they just lynch them right there. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like, and they just leave that one person just there, you know, or you see the wagon just gone. All you see is dust, you know, and the person has no idea, you know, where the person is. No idea. So, but you know, I sit here, and this wasn't even supposed to be in this video. I shouldn't even open my mouth. I should have just flipped the pages, and I don't even know. I'm going to post it, but I don't know how long the video is going to stay up to let you guys see it, and then I'll probably just delete it like within a day, because it just irks my soul, you know, because things are just not the way it used to be. Like, the internet is just, it's just not the way it used to be. It used to be very different, you know, back in the day when someone loses somebody. You know, a lot of people would just immediately help that person, you know. But with me, it's like they don't want to. They don't want to. It's like, I'm sorry, did my husband pass away at a wrong time because it's the holidays, and you're too afraid to donate something? I'm sorry. What's the problem? You know, what's the problem? You know, and you know, I try not to share the GoFundMe every day because I don't want it to seem like a reoccurring ad, and then somebody gets come online and get upset and then report my post, and then I'm in basically, internet jail. Like, I just don't get it, you know. So, anyways, that's the end of this video. Um, oops, sorry. You know, when I'm officially done, I will post a better video when it's solely about just the scrapbook. But this video is technically about the scrapbook because it's about us. Um, One thing else I wanted to mention about this scrapbook, it's really nice though, and it has this nice latch on it, but it no longer closes. If I keep doing it, it'll probably break. But it has a nice latch on it, and I think it says something on it, but it's really nice. And at the back of it, it has a pocket. And you can put stuff inside. Like, I put one of the cards or two of the cards inside, you know, that didn't fit because I literally want to keep everything inside. All right, Ashe.